This video is going to teach us how to solve an equation using the distributive property and then using the two-step equation method. Okay, so we start out by looking at this equation. We notice it's an equation because we have an equal sign and a variable. And we notice that we have a 2 on the outside of the parentheses, so that would give us a cue that we need to distribute. Okay, and we notice this 2 also is negative, so when we distribute we must bring that sign along. So we'll start by taking the negative 2 times x. That will give us negative 2x. Now we take this negative 2 and we multiply it by our 4, and we notice we have a negative times a negative, and our rule states that anytime our signs are the same with multiplying and dividing, that we will end up with a positive. We know that 2 times 4 is 8. Okay? And then we must rewrite everything else we haven't used yet, which would be our negative 20. Now we have a two-step equation, which means we need 2 steps to solve it. Since our operations are multiplying and adding, we need to do the opposite of that. So we need to subtract and divide. So we must subtract 8 from this side, giving us 0. We must subtract 8 from this side. Now, when combining two numbers that have negative signs, we just add them together and keep the signs. So a negative and a negative would end up a negative. And then 20 plus 8 gives me 28. Now, everything else that we haven't used must come down. So this negative 2x needs to come down. Negative 2x. The equal sign needs to come down because we have not solved it yet. And this negative 28 needs to come down. Okay? Now we've done one of our 2 steps to solving this equation. The last step is to divide. So we must divide by our coefficient. Our coefficient here is negative 2. So we'll divide both sides by negative 2. Okay, negative 2 divided by negative 2. Anytime we divide something by itself, we get 1. So this just becomes x. And now our rules of multiplying and dividing negatives say we have the same sign, it will become positive. So our answer will be positive, and we know that 2 will go into 28. 2 will go into 2 one time, giving me 2. The 8 will come down. 2 will go into 8 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8, and that gives me a remainder of 0. So we know that x in this case would equal 14. Thanks for watching, and I hope that helped.